Welcome again. In this video, we're going to take a look at DHCP operation within the Cisco SDA. So after an endpoint is connected to the VLAN within the fabric, you have the option of configuring a static IP address. Otherwise, it is going to broadcast a DHCP packet in order to receive an IP address from the DHCP server. In a traditional networking environment, the IP helper address command is configured on the Upstream layer 3 switch or on SVI that encapsulates all the DHCP requests and unicast them to a DHCP server somewhere in your network, in the core or in the data center. In Cisco SD access, an Unicast gateway is used, and which replicates on each switch on the fabric, each edge node. So as a result, the DHCP request must be handled slightly differently in Cisco SD access. So this process is facilitated by the fabric edge switches acting as a DHCP relay agent using option 82 in the DHCP, one of the options in there, which allows fabric to locate the source of the DHCP request when the DHCP server replies, because the Unicast address can be on any of the switch. So let's go through a process how DHCP works in SD access. The host connected to the fabric edge switch on the subnet of 10.10.10.0/24 with SVI of 10.10.10.1, that is the actual Unicast gateway on that subnet, on that particular switch. So soon as the broadcast message comes in to the fabric edge switch, the fabric edge switch is going to use option 82. So client send the broadcast DHCP request packet with MAC address as a source to the fabric edge switch. Fabric edge switch adds option 82 containing the VXLAN identifier and instant ID along with this RLOC, and that is the loopback IP address, and then encapsulates that request into a unicast packet with the IP address of SVI, that is the Unicast gateway, as its source, and the DHCP server IP address as the destination. So the packet is captured, encapsulated by the fabric edge switch. It is sent towards the DHCP server. This packet is routed via the fabric border to the DHCP server that is outside the fabric. So in shared services area, we have our DHCP server sitting. So let's take a look. The DHCP server receives the packet and it is unicast by the source IP address of the SVI and destined to the DHCP server in the shared services area outside the fabric. So that packet is now, the process is now complete. Now let's take a look how the return packet would work when the DHCP server replies to the request. When the response from the DHCP server is sent back towards the endpoint and goes through, so that's going to go through this following process. So again, we have the shared services area outside. We're going to draw that in reverse, and DHCP server is living in that shared services area. DHCP server has received the discover packet via the, it's not a broadcast as in discover packet, but a unicast from the SVI of that particular VLAN from within the SDA fabric. So the DHCP reply is received by the fabric border as it comes back in to the fabric, which has a loopback interface configured with the same IP address as the Unicast gateway. The fabric border sees the option 82 in the reply containing the fabric border's rlog address and instant ID and sends that DHCP packet, that response that came from DHCP server, directly to that fabric edge. So the border has seen the packet, is looked at the header, it knows that the fabric edge, which has instant ID encoded in it, sent that original packet. So it sends to that edge, the fabric edge receives the reply, decapsulates the packet, and then forwards the new, the actual DHCP reply to the endpoint on that particular subnet. So this workaround of using option 82 with encoding the WINIT and instant IDs allows us to actually see which fabric edge node sent the actual packet, because the Unicast gateway in the fabric is living on each switch. So that's how it differentiates the which edge node has actually sent the original packet. So this is the two-way DHCP process in SD access. So I hope this been informative and useful for you guys. So I look forward to see you in one of my next video in this series. So thank you for watching.